Yeah, and absolutely, JD. And the last thing that just allowed me to have courage, um, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we were driving up. Um, there's two times in my life I've been confronted by people that have asked me, like, do you ever have a bad day? Or like, does anything ever rattle you or shake you? Like, it seems like you don't. I'm like, what are you talking about? First time was back in like 2005. This guy's like, you're always in a good mood. We were in like, we would make like 40, 50 phone calls a day at a financial planning firm. And this guy was kind of going through some difficult times in his life. And I go, let's go talk in the conference room, because I didn't really want everyone just to overhear what I was talking about at that time. And I'm like, now what are you talking about with me specifically? He's like, well, you always seem like you're in a good mood. You know, you never seem upset. You don't seem concerned. We're at 100% commission at that time. He's like, you don't seem to concerned about money. Like, what's the secret? I like spun myself around. I was like 25 years old at the time. I spun myself around in this leather chair, and because I was thinking, like, how can I help this like guy that's only 1 year younger than me, 24. And I stopped and I go, I'll tell you the secret in my mind, activity. I said, if you're in a slump right now in your life, you can phone your way out of a slump. Okay. And he goes, what does that mean? I said, you can pick up the phone on your desk and call a bunch of new people. And I promise you this, and test me on this. If you pick up that phone and convince 5 complete strangers today to meet you next week to talk about what you're good about, what you're passionate about, you will leave today a new man with a new bounce in your step. And I promise you that. And that is why I am as confident as I am, because I'm going to schedule 5 meetings before I leave the office today.
Right. And what I like about that is you're just talking about just scheduling the meeting, just the activity of scheduling the meeting and picking up the phone and dialing, not the sale, not
the sale.
Say what?
It's not. Yeah. And you referenced Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan hit all those jump shots. The one he hit before Cleveland, the one where I think he was sick, and like he like does a huge fist pump on it, and he's like 4 feet off the court. He's like, he hit that jump shot in his preparation, probably thousands of times before he hit that jump shot.
Right. And he probably missed a lot of them too, because he was just practicing. Yeah,
absolutely. So, and then the last thing about courage that I have, and I could go on and on and on about this, because it truly is a strength of mine. So, and I thank you for that credit, JD. But the last one I'll say is my good friend JD Frost was driving with me. I was in his Maserati, vroom, vroom, vroom. I had him drive it with sport mode on, so I could hear the acceleration. But we were going up Signal Mountain. He's like, do you ever get concerned? I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, do you ever get stressed out? I'm like, what? Of course. He's like, can you be more specific? He's like, you never seem to like get like rattled about like money or financial stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I go like $3,900 a day, JD. Is like, what does that mean? I go, well, it means I have to pay $3,900 today just to pay the debt that I borrowed on some financial situation. I go, so in other words, JD, I've got to make $4,000 today just to make $100. And JD looks at me.
I remember that. I remember that.
And I remember, here's what JD said to me after. He goes, you're an animal. That's what you said.
That's exactly right. Well, awesome.
Hey JD, how much do we have a day right now on our payment schedule? It was $3,900 a day back then. How much do we have now?
Well, now we don't have. Technically, we have $1,399.
Well, that's not bad. So,
Not bad at all.
But here's the thing. No one on planet Earth, no one. And if you did, you should stop. If you don't believe, this is the key. You shouldn't be frivolous regarding money and finances and things like that. But that wasn't frivolous to Paul Thomas Croft. Why? Because I believed deeply in what we were doing and how we could help a lot of people. And I was willing to pay whatever it took to keep the business alive and to get people trained in and to get people excited about what we're doing. And I didn't give a shit if it was $9,100 a day, as long as I could afford to service it. That's all I cared about, because I knew it was going to be really big. How big? Probably $1 billion in sales one day.
Yep. Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate the time, Paul. And this is the Rhino Zone. So today we were talking about our 4 core values at Croft, and we're going to be talking way more about Croft and how we help people, how our company works, the inner workings of Croft, and how Paul and I kind of came together as partners. We're going to be going into a lot more of that. And the whole reason behind this show is that we want you to understand, what the hell does the Rhino even mean? Right. And also, why do we have that as our logo? Things of that nature that are a part of our company. This is what the Rhino Zone is about, for you to get more of an inside, transparent look at a business that's just come together just this year, and the partners that are involved and the team members that are involved. So we have a YouTube channel. Please go like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on your notifications so that you know whenever we drop a new episode. And this is our first episode of the Rhino Zone. So thank you for tuning into it. And Paul, thanks for taking the time. I know we had some technical difficulties, but we will improve like we always do. Right, buddy?
Yes, sir. Thank you, JD.
Awesome.